Hello everyone. Today we are going to continue with the second lesson of class 8th geography. In this video we are going to see about the water resources. Water is an essential resource which is used by all the living things, human beings, plants and animals. Here we are going to see about the water cycle, or also called as hydrological cycle. What does it mean? Here you can see from the diagram how the water evaporates, forms into clouds, and these clouds, when they rise up in the altitude, due to the decrease in the temperature, they condense and precipitates in the form of rainfall, snowfall, fog, hailstorm. And when it reaches the earth's surface, the excess water is flowing as a runoff and joins the sea or the ocean. Again it evaporates. So this is a cycle. So we call it as a water cycle or a hydrological cycle. If you take the whole earth, 3/4 of the earth is covered with water. So that 3/4 of the earth water, we will take it as 100%. The total water content on this earth's surface, will take it as 100%. In that 100%, 97% of the water is the salty, saline water in the oceans and seas. The remaining 3% is in the form of fresh water. And within this 3%, 2% is in the form of ice sheets, snow and glaciers. That is in the form of solid ice. The water is in the form of solid state. So the leftover 1% is in the form of liquid state as water. So now you understand the need for the conservation of water resource, and we should not waste the water. Do you know a dripping tap can waste around 1200 liters of water per year, and the consumption of water has increased from 1975 to 2000. Previously it was around 3850 cubics of water used per year, but now by 2000 we are using around 6000 cubic of water per year. Water is a vital, renewable, natural resource. That is what we have seen in the hydrological cycle or the water cycle. 3/4 of the earth's surface is covered with water. So it's therefore called as a water planet or a blue planet. It was in the primitive oceans that life began almost 3.5 billion years back. The ocean water is over saline, not fit for human consumption. We cannot drink the salt water from the seas and ocean. Fresh water accounts for only about 2.7% or 3%. Nearly 70% of this occurs as ice sheets and glaciers in Antarctica, Greenland and mountain regions. Only the rest 1% of fresh water is available and fit for human use. It is found as groundwater, as surface water in the rivers, lakes, ponds, and as water vapor in the atmosphere. So fresh water is therefore a very most precious resource of the earth's surface. Let us now see about the problems of water availability in the world. There is a scarcity of water in many regions of the world. Most of Africa, West Asia, South Asia, parts of Western USA, Northwest Mexico, Parts of South America and entire Australia are facing shortages in freshwater supply. Countries located in climatic zones most susceptible to droughts face great problems of water scarcity. Thus, water shortage may be a consequence of variation in the seasonal or annual precipitation, or the scarcity is caused by overexploitation and contamination of water resources. Water resources should be conserved. Access to clean and adequate water sources is a major problem facing the world today. Discharge of untreated or partially treated sewage, agricultural chemicals and industrial effluents in water bodies are major contaminants. They pollute the water with nitrates, metals and pesticides. Steps have to be taken to conserve this dwindling resource, the reducing resources. Even though water is a renewable resource, its overuse and pollution make it unfit for use. Most of these chemicals, being non-biodegradable, reach human bodies through water. Water pollution can be controlled by treating these effluents suitably before releasing them into the water bodies. Water is used for irrigating fields. The canals should be properly lined to minimize the losses of water seepage. Sprinklers effectively irrigate the area by checking water losses through the seepage and evaporation. In dry regions with high rates of evaporation, drip irrigation or trickle irrigation is very useful method of cultivation of crops. Forest and other vegetation cover slow the surface runoff and replenish underground water. So we can have more and more afforestation done. Water harvesting is another method to save surface runoff. That is that rainwater harvesting is another method of saving the water. The valuable water resource can therefore be conserved by adopting these means of conservation. Do you know, rainwater harvesting is the process of collecting rainwater from the rooftops and directing it to an appropriate location and storing it for the future use. On an average, one spell of rain for 2 hours is enough to save 8,000 liters of water. So it's our prime duty and to create awareness among the people to have this rainwater harvesting in each and every one's household. Every drop makes a mighty ocean. So with this I conclude about the water resource. After this you will be watching a video on conservation of water. Hope you will be able to understand the importance of water resource. Thank you.
Conservation of water. Alex is on a cruise. He drinks some water and tries to throw the remaining water into the sea. The ship's captain stops Alex from doing so and tells him that we should not waste water as it is very precious. Alex gets confused and comments that if there is so much of water available in the sea, then why do we say that water is precious? Though there is a lot of water on the earth's surface, most of this water is in oceans, which is salty. So, it is not suitable for drinking and other domestic, agricultural and industrial purposes. Whereas water which can be utilized for these purposes is found in rivers, ponds, lakes and underground. These water resources are called freshwater resources. They usually get replenished by rainfall. However, the distribution of water in India is quite uneven. This is because some regions of our country have excessive rains while others have moderate rains, whereas some parts get very less or no rainfall at all. Therefore, we must not waste water or pollute our lakes and rivers. Rainwater harvesting is one of the methods of conservation of water. Similarly, lakes and johads are dug to collect the rainwater. Also, some water from lakes seeps into the ground to reach wells and bauli, that is, step wells. Here people go down the steps to fetch water instead of drawing it up with a rope. Hence they are called step wells. For agricultural purposes, drip irrigation system is used to deliver water directly to the roots of the crops. Moreover, government plays an important role in conservation of water by constructing dams to help avoid floods and to generate electricity. Captain then tells Alex that every individual can contribute towards the conservation of water by adopting some simple measures like turning off the taps when not in use, repairing leaking taps and pipes, using sprinklers for watering plants, using water from a bucket to wash our cars, bikes, etc.